with summer on us now, you know that when you're talking about your cell phone, there are a lot of hazards out there that you tend to get into versus in the wintertime. And I've got Mark Bennett, and he is the general manager here at UScellular. Good to see you again, Mark.
Good to see you.
Okay. Now, of course, what I'm talking about when you're in the summertime, you're talking about people going out to lakes, going into pools, and leaving their cell phones in hot cars, things like that. How about we start with the water aspect, because that's whenever they go, oh my gosh, I've dropped my phone, and it's in a pool.
Absolutely. So the good news is that phone manufacturers are starting to make water-resistant phones.
Right.
So the iPhone 14 Pro Max that we have here, it's actually water-resistant up to 19 feet for 30 minutes. So
okay,
it can
you're
take
talking a deep end, yeah.
Yeah, it can take a trip down to the deep end and be fine.
Okay.
This S23 Ultra that we have right here, this one actually is good into the shallow end, so it's good for about 4 feet.
I think also people need to remember water resistant and waterproof are two different things.
Absolutely. Yeah, you definitely want to be careful with these phones, even though they are water resistant. You don't want to leave them down there all day. You want to get them out, get them dried off, take a towel, dry them off. If they got into anything other than fresh water, you want to actually rinse them off with fresh water as well.
Okay, now what about covers? I mean, do you have covers that people can use that are water resistant?
Absolutely. So if you have an older phone that isn't waterproof, or even a newer phone that isn't water resistant, you're going to want to put a good waterproof protector on there, for instance, like a LifeProof case. But even something as simple as a Ziploc bag can help to keep water off of your phone.
Okay, now you mentioned the Ziploc bag. The one thing that I hear, I can't even count how many people say is, oh, put it in a Ziploc bag with rice. That'll dry it out.
Yeah, we hear that one a lot as well. Unfortunately, the rice has a lot of dust in it, which can actually make the problem worse.
Okay, so stay away from the rice.
Yeah, stay away from the rice.
Okay, now you've got cracks and crevices and things like that, and I know this can help people as well with drying things out.
Absolutely. So you're definitely going to want to take some canned air and get into those ports and blow them out, just to make sure that there's not any water residue that stays in there. It can cause issues with charging.
What about, physically drying it off? I know you don't put it in a microwave, you don't use a hair dryer, but what kind of cloth or anything would you
Certainly,
use to
just
do that?
a good microfiber cloth or even a cotton cloth. You just want to make sure that you get as much water off of it as possible. Take those cases off so it can dry out, and maybe even pull out the SIM card tray if you have access to it, so that the internals can kind of dry out a little bit as well.
Okay, and one other thing, and this is not always easy to talk about because as I understand it happens to a lot more people than you realize. People drop their phones in the toilet.
It's true. Yeah, so 77% of people take their phones into the bathroom with them. About 23% of phones actually end up in the toilet at some point. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that you have something around to wipe it off, to clean it, maybe some isopropyl alcohol, or these wipes right here are antibacterial as well.
So what you said was about a quarter of the people out there, we actually drop our phones in the toilet.
That's right.
So yeah, the isopropyl alcohol is going to be a must. So, all right, we've talked about some of the ways to, if you've dropped your phone into water. However, there's also people who they forget and they leave their phone in a car, and we're getting 90-degree temperatures and things.
That's right.
It gets even more in a car, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, don't do that, but what if you do that?
So the good news is that if your phone starts to overheat, it's going to give you a warning, and it's probably going to shut itself down before it allows itself to be damaged.
Okay.
Unfortunately, if you leave it in a car, it could sustain damage to the point where it doesn't turn on. But that's okay, because we always sell device protection with our phones.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, so it gives you a really good option to get your phone replaced without having to buy a whole nother phone.
And those are easily found. UScellular, of course, you have that. And that really is a way for you to have some kind of peace of mind, because if all of this stuff happens or you leave it in your car, you have someone to come to. You're not out in the cold.
Absolutely. Nobody wants to be stuck in this day and age without a phone. It's just not a good situation to be in. Everybody needs to be accessible, whether it's for your kids or for your work, and device protection can help you out with that.
Absolutely. It's just a needed thing. It's not as easy to be without a phone as it used to be.
Absolutely.
If people want to get more information about UScellular, the products, the services that they have to offer, how do they keep track of things like that with UScellular?
Absolutely. We encourage you, if you have any questions about whether your phone is water resistant or if you have any damage to your phone, come and see us here at Independence in Glenstone or at North Kansas.
All right, pretty simple.
Yes, sir.
Mark, always good talking to you.
Yes, sir, you too.
All right. You may get it wet, you may get it overheated. They can help you out at UScellular.